Welcome to the Week 6 edition of the WyoVarsity Friday Night Recap, sponsored by the Parkway Plaza Hotel and Convention Center in Casper. As you'll notice, this is not the usual setting for our Friday night video. Actually, I'm back in California visiting family, but still keeping up with what's going on in Wyoming high school football in Week 6, so let's get right down to it. 4A for once, really business as usual week. Gillette rolls, Sheridan rolls, Natrona rolls, and Cheyenne East rolls. So you've got those four teams. They all win pretty easily. Gillette, a little bit of a surprise in how easily they were able to dispatch of Rock Springs, but that might just show you how good Gillette is and how clear-cut of a #1 they are, especially after defeating Sheridan and Natrona. The one game in 4A that was pretty important, though, was Kelly Walsh getting a 24-12 win over Evanston. That sets up the Trojans, who are now in the playoff picture with 2 wins, and they've got a couple opportunities down the stretch now to really improve their seeding and possibly get up into a 5 or maybe even a 6 or maybe even a 5 seed. So a good night for the Trojans, a good win for them on the road, and they've got a couple opportunities later on to really improve their standing. Going down to 3A, really not a lot going down there either. Jackson with a pretty comfortable win over Cody. The defending state champions are hurt by injuries, and Jackson rolled to an easy win there, 30-7. Powell needed to block a last-second field goal by Warland to escape with a 16-14 victory. And then probably the most exciting game of the night in all classifications, Star Valley escapes with a 1-point win over Green River. Green River scored a touchdown with less than a minute to go, but then Reese Heibel and Star Valley engineered a 1-minute drill, kind of like Gillette did last week, to come down and kick a field goal to win it. So the Braves stay unbeaten. That keeps the matchup between Star Valley and Jackson in Week 8 one that's really pivotal and will probably decide the 3A West champion. Like I said last week, the 3A West is just unbelievable. The depth in that conference. You think that the defending state champions in Cody are 0-3 in that conference. It's pretty unbelievable. So, moving down into 2A, not too much going on there with big results. You've got Wheatland and others, Glen Rock continuing to pile up the points, and Wheatland's still undefeated. When you go down into 1A11, man, the big result, Riverside got a shutout win over Cokeville. That's significant for Riverside because it's the first time in a long time that they've beaten Cokeville, and it's another shutout loss for Cokeville. So when you look at the big teams in that classification, Shoshone rolled, and then Lingle got a big win over Lusk in their rivalry game as well. So not a lot in 1A11 man this week that's going to excite you too much. Down in 1A 6-man, the biggest storylines there, Meeteetse and Casey each put up 90+. I think Meeteetse had maybe 80 points at halftime. They ended up with 93, and then Casey had 90 against NSI. So obviously their offenses are rolling. So that's kind of the biggest storylines out of Week 6. Per usual, we'll give out the game balls. I got different football here this week, but still going to give out 3. First game ball goes to the Riverside Rebels, that team, and specifically the defense shutting out Cokeville again. You look at a team like Shoshone. They beat Cokeville 19-0, and Riverside beat them 24-0. Riverside is a team that forfeited their first game of the season and has now won 5 in a row. So first game ball to the Riverside Rebels, not the start of the season they wanted, but a great comeback so far, and who knows, they could be doing something in the postseason. We'll see. A second game ball goes to Kelly Walsh quarterback Jacob Costel. Jacob Costel, I think it was his first career start at quarterback today, filling in for the injured Lamont Frisbee. He goes and throws three touchdown passes, I think leads the team in rushing, and gets Kelly Walsh a really much-needed win over Evanston on the road. Not an easy circumstance to play under, with a long bus ride on the road in your first start. And he played really well last week in relief against Natrona County in the Oil Bowl too. So Jacob Costel stepping up when the Trojans needed it with 3 touchdown passes, second game ball. Third game ball goes to Star Valley quarterback Reese Heibel, and then sophomore kicker Noah Hutchinson. Those two, when Star Valley went down by 2, you saw the Braves made a 1-minute drive in the fourth quarter to set up in field goal range, and Reese Heibel was calm, cool, and collected as I watched on the vidcast. He would, he looked like he'd been in that situation 1,000 times, and really led Star Valley down into field goal range. They got down to the 10, and then Noah Hutchinson, again, like I've said, never easy being a high school kicker who knows what the wind's doing, and when you've got the pressure, and not only the pressure of a win, but the pressure of an undefeated season on the line, that's quite a kick, even if it's only from 27 yards out for Noah Hutchinson to make. So the two of them, they keep the Braves undefeated and still in line for that 3A West crown. So the third game ball to Star Valley's Reese Heibel and Noah Hutchinson. That'll do it for this edition of the WyoVarsity Friday Night Recap. As always, thanks for tuning in, and keep it here at WyoVarsity.com.